Do you believe that your spouse is falling out of love? Do you believe that you and your spouse may be drifting apart? Would you like to have the same kind of love that you experienced when you were dating and at the beginning of your marriage? In this video, I'm going to share simple and yet powerful tips that will help you and your spouse to reconnect and grow in your intimacy. I'm Dr. Elias Moitinho with Motivation and Growth. In this channel, I give you tips and life skills for you to grow in your life. If you are new here, I invite you to click subscribe. You are watching this video because you care about your marriage and you love your spouse. Powerful tip number 1. Be a fun person. Bring the excitement back into the marriage. Be fun. Don't be annoying. When you were dating, probably you did a lot of fun activities together. You went to the park, maybe you went to the zoo, maybe you went to the mall. You had fun, you laughed together. So plan activities that are fun and invite your spouse to enjoy those activities with you. You're gonna have a good time. And when you do that, you are showing your spouse you are still a fun person to be around. Tip number 2, listen to your spouse with a genuine interest. And guys, the point here is don't try to fix the problem or give a solution. You need to show your spouse, show your wife that you care about her feelings. So when you listen to her, you empathize with her. And you may say things like, I'm hearing that you are feeling disappointed. I can see that you are feeling hurt. When you empathize with your wife, she will connect with you again. Ladies, your husband wants to be respected. And yes, they want you to care about things that are important to them. So your husband wants you to listen to him as well. If he's telling you about a game, if he's telling you about a movie, and you don't care about the movie, you don't care about the game, hey, you care about your husband. So listen to him, because when you listen to each other with genuine interest, you are telling your spouse, I'm interested in you. Power tip number 3, surprise your spouse. Yes, become a student of your spouse, and then you find out what he likes, what she likes, and you probably already know that. So there are simple things in life that you can do to surprise your spouse. Hey guys, yes, see here, flowers. Women like flowers. Probably your wife loves flowers. So if she does, surprise her with beautiful flowers. If she loves chocolate, hey, buy her a box of chocolate and surprise her. What about breakfast in bed? Oh, you can prepare breakfast for her, and when she wakes up, here you are with breakfast in bed. What a surprise. Ladies, you know probably your husband's snack or favorite dessert. You know. So how about when he's watching the game, you come in with his favorite snack, favorite dessert, and surprise him. He's gonna go, wow. Yes, when you surprise your spouse, you communicate, I was thinking about you. Power tip number 4, it has to do with your inner self, with your personality. So be kind, be patient. Life is stressful, life is hectic, and a lot of couples get into this fast-paced life and they get so busy and they fall into the trap of even becoming a negative person. And yes, you may have become even grumpy, and that's not fun for your spouse. What's the solution? Well, treat your spouse with kindness. And in my other videos, I've talked about the agape love that is patient, that is kind. That is a love that comes from God, and when you experience that love, you give it to your spouse so you can be patient and loving and kind. When you are patient and kind, you attract your spouse like a magnet. Power tip number 5, look amazing to your spouse. Take care of your appearance. We talked about the inner self. Now I'm talking about the appearance. And I'll be careful here. I don't want to reduce marriage happiness to physical appearance. But you know, you and your spouse were attracted to each other. You found her beautiful, amazing. She found you handsome. And that was part of your attraction to each other. So what happens is lots of couples get busy with life and they neglect taking care of their bodies. So get your body in a healthy weight. Maybe your doctors talked to you about that if that's a challenge for you. But what I'm saying here is look your best for your spouse. Dress like you're going on a date with your spouse. Look desirable to your spouse. Look beautiful, look handsome, look sharp. Get some perfume, some cologne. Do your best just like you did when you were going on a date. And get ready to hear, "Wow, honey, you look amazing. You look gorgeous." Power tip number 6, spend quality time with your spouse. Couples get busy, lots of things to do, work, children, household chores, and in the process, they may neglect their relationship. You may have fallen into that trap. So it's time for you and your spouse to make time to spend together. It might be a 10-minute walk or a 30-minute walk. And when you go for a walk, you talk about each other. You remember the good times you had when you were dating or in the beginning of the marriage. And you talk about your lives, talk about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. And when you spend quality time together, you and your spouse get connected. Power tip number 7, praise and appreciate your spouse. Use words that motivate, encourage, and uplift your spouse. I have talked about that in my other videos on marriage, and I do that because this is such an essential part of marriage. So say some things like, "Honey, you look amazing. Honey, you can do it. Honey, you have what it takes." Because when you motivate and encourage your spouse, you are saying, "I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you and I love you." Power tip number 8, focus on multidimensional intimacy. Yes, in the Bible, God says a man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. And that goes beyond physical intimacy, because intimacy means to know and to be known, and it's a multidimensional experience. You may have heard this in my other videos, but I'm gonna share it again here because it's so important. Intimacy is emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and physical. Emotional intimacy, a connection of the heart. So connect emotionally by listening to your spouse. Intellectual intimacy, a connection of the minds. So respect your spouse's opinions and ideas. Spiritual intimacy, a connection of your souls. So I encourage you to worship God, study the Bible, and pray together as a couple. And then physical intimacy, when you implement the things I've talked about in this video and other videos, you are putting your marriage in a way that is full of love, and it's easier for you then to express meaningful physical intimacy. It's a connection of the bodies. Which tip do you think is going to be most helpful to you? I hope these tips will be really helpful to you. However, I want to say that no tips or videos or books can guarantee that you will make your spouse fall in love with you again. So if your marriage is in a crisis, I encourage you to get help. Talk to your pastor, talk to a counselor, talk to a marriage counselor, and you and your husband, you and your wife will need to sit down and work things out. I hope this video is a good step towards the healing in your relationship. If you liked this video, hey, click the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.